this evening by Alderwoman Jones and the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag by Alderman Chapman.
Please pray with me. Father God, we thank you so much for this day. We thank you for the city that we live in. We thank you for all of those that are employed with the city and work hard for us every day. Father, we ask that tonight you guide us in our decisions and just be with our city overall, our county, and our state. In your name we pray. Amen.
All right. Join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alright, clerk, please call the roll. Alderman Chapman.
present this time.
Alderwoman Godfrey.
Present.
Alderwoman McSparrow. Here. Alderwoman Jones.
Here.
Alderman Wilbanks. Here. Alderwoman Oliver.
Present.
Alderman Lott. Here. Attorney Josiah Burns. And Presiding Mayor Will Purdie. All right, thank you. Having no recognitions this evening, we will move on to the approval of the consent agenda. Do I have any discussion or motion?
I have recused myself from B, but I'll move to approve 6A, C through S. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Move to approve 6B. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. All right, we will now move to the inaugural department head report for Ms. Brandon Norton, our chief staff.
Sorry, this one's for me. Thank you.
Sounds good back there.
So before this job, I used to ask people, tell me about a day in your life. And I would be so annoyed when they would say, it's different every single hour. I can't really answer that question. Well, I can tell you that's absolute reality because every single hour, every single day of this job is completely different. One afternoon could be completely out of the office, going to different businesses, talking to them about partnerships with Clinton, or going to departments and talking about their policies, standardizing procedures, or in the office, working on coordinating projects, making sure everybody's on the same page. But at the end of the day, my job is to make the mayor's office great and ensure that there's trust between the mayor's office, y'all, department heads, the citizens of Clinton, businesses, and other partners. And we do that by making sure that no priorities are overlooked, details, big or small, are taken care of, and making sure that there are a lot of colorful check boxes, all color coded, and things are followed through upon. A couple of things I mentioned that I'm excited to share with y'all about tonight. We have several working policies that we're overhauling across the city. A lot need to be updated or just standardized, and that is communication. We have filming, which we talked about earlier this year. We met with the Mississippi Film Office, which is the state standard of policies for all cities. So we'll look to combine those before another movie comes into town. We have Parks and Rec. As you know, it's absolute beast. So we're still working through that. And we have therapeutic recreation, which they don't have a departmental policy. And so this will enable Ms. Fontenot to have some teeth to her operating procedures. We also met today about standardizing special events across the city, which is runs, festivals, large scale, making sure that between Main Street, Parks and Rec, and any other department, we're not ping-ponging. We all have one document to look at. Everybody signs off on the same page. We also, as you all know, are lacking a visitor center director right now. Don't worry, I have been quasi-directoring. And
You do a great job.
thank you. It has been a great experience. Our volunteers are very passionate about the visitor center, about Clinton. They've been wonderful to work with. But I'm excited to tell y'all, Friday nights at Milepost 89 is back May 15th. The new Bourbon Street Jazz Band will be performing, and it will become another staple in the city of Clinton's calendar of events because June 19th, the Blue Shine Junction will be performing, and they might be outside. You never know. So you'll have to come and check them out. Both of those bands have performed before, and called the visitor center to make sure they were on the lineup for this event. So we have a lot of interest from bands and a lot of citizens who have been very sad that it has not been happening. Thank goodness that's not my phone. That's my biggest fear in life. We have also, which I'm so excited to tell you all about, the Mayor's Youth Council, which will start, our first meeting will be May 5th, right before the Board of Aldermen meeting, which they will be introduced in front of y'all then. This is for students who either live in Clinton or attend school in Clinton that are rising 10th through 12th graders. And it is all about government, from local government to state government and federal government, and instilling the importance of government into our young people as they're the future of our country. And they need to know that they have a voice, and government is not just a Board of Aldermen meeting. As I told the student council at Summerhill today, every time you flush the toilet, that's government at work. Thank goodness we have an awesome public works department to ensure that happens. So applications are available now. There are paper copies at CCA, Mount Salus, Summerhill, and Clinton High School. They can fill out. They need to have a resume, recommendation letter, and answer some long questions about our city. 250 words or less, not asking too much on a long answer. And those applications are also available online. So those will go until April 22nd, and we'll have our first meeting May 5th. I'm super excited about that. At the end of the day, this position is extremely fulfilling to me because I get to invest in my hometown that has invested so much in me, and I leave work every day extremely fulfilled and so thankful to be here. So thank you.
Thank you. Doing a great job.
I do know a soon-to-be 15-year-old who has filled out all but everything in her application.
I had someone else today tell me that they were just waiting on their recommendation letter to get back to them. So we have lots of interest.
That's good.
Well, I'll take just a minute to brag on Brandon, particularly since this is the first department head report for this, and this is a new position. It's been a tremendous asset to the city to have somebody else in the executive branch to help execute on some of these things. She certainly brings her own great ideas to the table, but she's also really good at taking my fragments of ideas, random thoughts, and sort of making them actionable. This Mayor's Youth Council is a great example. That kind of generated out of a random conversation I had with some other mayors at MML, and I came back and mentioned it's something we might ought to look at. She said, okay, and just brought back this fully formed program, which was great. So thank you for all your hard work.
Absolutely. Thank you. Great job.
All right, we will move on to our discussion action items. Item 8A, this is to request setting the date of Tuesday, June 9th, 2026 for a special election to be held at Traceway Park to renew the 2% restaurant tax for the city of Clinton and authorize the advertisement of the election. Mr. Baldry, our city clerk, will discuss this.
Thank you, Mayor. This is, as you know, it's time to renew the 2% restaurant tax. We have to do that every 4 years. It's been a real blessing to the city. We've generated some good revenues there, and I think we've applied those well, and we've got some good projects that have been done and others that are in the works. We'll talk about some of those later tonight. But as continuing this on, one of the things that we have to do is to set the date formally. So with your approval, we'll set Tuesday, June 9th. This was approved by the legislature just this last week, signed by the governor, so we're good to go. June 9th for the election to renew the 2% restaurant tax.
Thanks, Jimmy. And I will say you'll be hearing a lot about this 2% election over the coming weeks prior to it taking place. So I won't belabor the point too much tonight, except to just say this is something we've had in place for the last 4 years. The city has seen tremendous benefit. I think everybody on this board, everybody associated with Parks and Rec, really in any form in the city will tell you this has been invaluable to our ability to provide top quality Parks and Rec sports facilities. And we would encourage the citizens to both get out and vote for this themselves, and to encourage your friends and neighbors to vote for it. It has been a valuable tool for us. I believe the board has used it wisely and correctly. So again, we would encourage you to get out on June 9th and vote in favor of the 2% restaurant tax for the city of Clinton. Somebody else have anything they'd like to add?
And we can absentee ballot if we aren't in town.
Yes,
So,
we'll have absentee ballots available next week.
Good.
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8B, this is a request for authorization to execute an agreement with Veros Consulting Services to provide election support services for the 2% restaurant tax renewal. Special elections will be held June 9th, 2026. This is Mr. Baldry as well.
Thank you, Mayor. This is in support of that. Each time we do an election, we have a number of support things that we have to have in place. This is the lady that actually helps us set up the election in the SIM system and make sure that everything flows through their system properly. She's trained us, and a number of our staff have picked up the pieces. So in years past, it's been several $1,000s for her to support us. She's asking for a not to exceed $500 this time. So we just basically have her on retainer and call, and we'll be handling most everything through our office. So.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8C, request authorization to execute an agreement with Election Systems and Software to provide election machines and support services for the City of Clinton municipal election to be held June 9th, 2026. Mr. Baldry?
Mayor, this is one that we can't do in our office. This is the actual election machines that we rent from ES&S, the actual scanners that the ballots feed into. They will also format the ballots and print those for us for the election day ballots. So if with your approval, we'd like to just continue on with them. They've done it in the past. They've been our support for a number of years.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8D is to authorize the mayor to execute contractor change order number 3 in the amount of $398,286.04 for the Purdie contracting group related to phase 2 of the Rising Spring 80/20 development project. Mr. Baldry?
Changing gears just a little bit, but this is with the Rising Spring project here across from MC at 80 and 20. You'll remember in the previous meeting, we had a change directive that was approved for $370,000 roughly to add a parking lot to an existing contract. And we had another one a few months ago that was a change to some plumbing, added some valves in. What this is consolidating the two of them into a change order, which is just a technical document we need to have in the paperwork. So this has already been approved. It's just consolidating two previous ones and getting the papers all formalized.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8E, authorize the mayor to execute contractor change order number 1 with McKinnis Systems, Inc., extending the contract date to April 30, 2026, related to phase 2 of the Rising Spring development project. Mr. Baldry?
This one's a little different, but it's a change order as well. What we're doing here is just extending the contract with McKinnis to the end of April to complete the work that they're contracted with us to do. There is no change in the cost. It was just a delay in some materials that they needed from manufacturing. There was nothing that they could do about it. They showed us where they ordered it, and we got documentation from the manufacturer that it was a delay on their end. So with your approval, we'll extend that out, give them till the end of April to complete their work.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8F, approval for the Clinton Police Department to purchase 4 new computer towers for our dispatch center from Howard Technologies for the best quoted price of $12,500. This is Big Ford Heyman, our Chief of Police.
Thank you, Mayor, Board, good evening. In our dispatch center, like I said, we have 4 computers. And to my knowledge, to the best that I can recall, I've been here 10 years now, and those computers are older than I am, that I've been here. We have one that will shut itself off 2 or 3 times a day, and we just can't have that in a 911 center. It's time to replace them, and instead of going ahead and replacing one, we'll do all 4. So you've got a couple of quotes there, and Howard Technologies is the best quoted price, $12,500. And talking with the city clerk, we're going to use a little bit of our asset forfeiture money which this falls right in line with the purchasing laws there. So with your approval, we'll get that shored up.
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Uh,
All those opposed? Motion carries. All right, item 8G is approval for the Clinton Police Department to renew a memorandum of understanding between the Clinton Police Department and Central Mississippi Children's Advocacy Center, Christians in Action. Mr. Hammond?
That's right. Ms. Wilder contacted me last week and sent over a new MOU. It looks like we'll renew those about every 3 years. Our detectives work with their center for interviews for minors, juveniles, especially the younger ones. They do a really good job of knowing how to interview those children and get us the information we need to pursue criminal charges. So I ask for that approval for the mayor to sign that.
Second. Are they here in England?
Pearl.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
I believe it's Pearl.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8H is approval for the Clinton Police Department to lease ALPR cameras from Insight LPR beginning April 1, 2026 through March 31, 2027 for $35,000. Chief Hammond?
That's right. We've got 14 lanes of traffic that we incorporated into a lease last year. And it is just time to renew that lease, and we will get that money to pay for that through the 911 wireless fund, our assessment. So that money will come from there, not out of our budget.
Move to approve.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Chief,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have enough of those cameras, do you think?
We do. We have, like I said, 14 lanes of traffic, if you will. And then we have some others around town that we purchased years ago that are still functional.
Okay,
One of these days when they go down or whatever, then we'll have to incorporate those as they do into the lease program.
okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am, we have a good many.
Good.
Item 8I, acceptance of bid and authorization for the mayor to execute documents related to Traceway Park softball fourplex concession stand building project. This will be Ms. Courtney Nunn, our Parks and Recreation Director. And she also has from the Clinton Softball Association, Megan Giampoletti.
All right. Good evening. As you know, we've been working hard on 2% since it was passed 4 years ago. And I'll say, as we were gathering up surveys, one of the main things that was put on that was the fourplex, which was, we knew, in rough shape, as well as the athletic field lighting, which had nothing to do with 2%, but we were able to get that done. Those were of the most important needs that we had on that list. And the fourplex, I know there's going to be a lot of people that are very happy about this, but it's something that has been put out for bid 3 or 4 times now. And so, happy day. I think we're finally getting to where we want to get with it. So we received bids last Thursday, and the lowest bid came in at $1,138,200. And so that is with Richard Womack Construction. So Megan is our newly appointed president of Clinton Softball Organization, and she's done a wonderful job just to rebuild the energy of the softball program. I know she's got a lot of great ideas. So we're excited to have her.
Oh, yeah. Super excited. And you know, this year we had 147 girls registered. That's the most girls that we've had from 4 to 16 years old. So, you know, it's not just like one sector of the community that this serves. It's, you know, our new families all the way up to those that have been with us or have transferred in throughout. And they love it. In fact, that's why I slipped in a little bit late. I was delivering some items to the concession stand for the games tonight. We have some double headers. And so we would love to see you guys out there, but we're super excited about it. If we can get it approved, I know it will be great. And those lines at the concession stand last night were pretty long, and I'm sure they're going to be longer tonight. So we could definitely use some renovations over there.
Megan, I want to say thank you for investing in doing this for the city. I've not heard one complaint about softball this year, and that's amazing. I've gone a few times out to the tournaments and games. As a matter of fact, I'll be going after this. But thank you. You're doing a great job, and this will truly be beneficial to the city.
Yes, thank you.
Move to approve.
Second.
Well, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Again, I said I wouldn't belabor the point, but you may have heard Courtney say this was made possible by the 2% fund, so.
Was it a 2% fund that made this
I
possible?
think it was.
It's a really, really good program.
Item 8J, this is approval to advertise 2026 street paving improvements. Mr. Owen was not able to be here this evening, but as you heard him explain this last night at our work session, this is our yearly street paving project. It will pave, right now the estimate is about 3.8, 3.9 miles of road. Certainly that is very dependent on the price of oil. That could go down based on that. But we will publish the list upon approval there on the city website and put it out on Facebook everywhere for everybody to see. But I will, such that I'm able to stand in for Bill in that regard, will answer any questions you have.
Move to approve.
I'm gonna say, let's pave some roads. I second.
As long as they're not too engineering related. All right, we got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8K. This is a dimensional variance for 1200 Cynthia Road in Ward 3. Mr. Edwards, our Director of Community Development, will discuss this one.
Thank you, Mayor, Board. And Shane Orman is here representing Shane Orman Construction Management. This is the location of his business. And here's your aerial shot of it. You can see his business to the right there, and the equipment yard to the left there. It is has got a 6-foot privacy fence in the front between it and Cynthia Road. This to the left there is your shed that he's wanting to put up, equipment shed. And then to give you an idea, the green line to the top there is the rear property, or the rear of the building there. That's where normally accessory buildings would go. But as you can see, due to the trace there in Cynthia Road and the I shape of this lot, it's impossible to put any type of equipment shed back there. So he's asking to put it towards the front. There would take a 20-foot variance on it. It's still 50 foot away from the pavement of Cynthia Road. And this will give you an idea of the height of it. At the tallest is 16 foot, and it's 12 foot at the rear, and that's what would be facing Cynthia Road. So you've got a 6-foot privacy fence. I'll show you here in just a moment. This is the same metal that is used on his building. Is what he wants to use on it. There's the fence that will be behind that, so you'd be looking at 12 foot, just 6 foot exposed, and it will be covered in the back. Now, of course, the front facing Natchez Trace will be open on there. These are some of the other buildings there. As you can see, the metal is compatible with the other structures in the area. And Section 1004 gives you the requirements for granting dimensional variances. The notice of public hearing was published, and the property posted as required by our ordinance, and the Architectural Review Committee, as well as the Planning Commission, have recommended approval as submitted.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8L. This is a site plan review for 102 Hampstead Boulevard, Ward 6. Mr. Edwards.
And Alberto Valdez is here representing Pedro's Tacos and Fresh Mix. They have submitted application to place a ground-mounted sign at this location. They did move it. They had it up at the corner of Hampstead Boulevard and Hampstead Place, but due to sewer lines and storm lines, we did ask them, or tell them they couldn't put it on that corner there. So they've moved it down to the island there in the parking lot. It does meet our requirements. This property is on C2. On there, the base of the sign will be brick. There's the location that I should show you. To match the building, and the sign will be internally lit, illuminated. The Planning Commission does recommend approval as submitted.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8M is an architectural review for 205 Clinton Boulevard. This is Ward 4, Ms. Rivers.
Alan Gerhart and Zach Prevost staff submitted plans to replace the existing shingled roof at this location. This is as it is today. Shingles are partially off of it right now. This property is in the Clinton Boulevard Corridor District. The Architectural Review Committee and the Planning Commission have recommended approval to use this standing seam roof on it there, brown in color.
Saw in the packet, this is just for the shingles. This isn't
Just-
for a sign or anything that's going.
No, sir, that's correct. I'm glad you brought that up. It does not include the sign, that's correct.
Is that,
Is shingles and metal?
No, the shingles are coming off. That's what's on there
Oh,
now.
okay, so replace with metal.
And they're taking that off. That was something that was recommended by some of the studies done for Main Street. On there was to go with metal roof there.
So this is just for
Just the roof.
the
Just-
roof,
Just the roof.
and they're not going to do or do later the mid-state.
They said they're not gonna do the sign at this time, right? So this is
how
not for
about
the
the
sign.
post and the
And I'm not
siding
sure-
that needs replacing and all the other things that need to be done on the building?
Right, the architect review did recommend that they take care of that while they're doing it. They have replaced some of it,
I noticed they replaced the
Buckled.
east side of the siding,
right? But
but the front of it needs, I'm glad they're doing it. I'm all for the roof, but there needs to be a little bit more.
they
to add that to it if it needs to be done.
make that a condition of approval. And it is, they have started, they did put one coat of paint on, but obviously it wasn't enough.
Was there a
paint.
specific list from architectural review?
It was the painting and replacing the buckled siding on there.
Can you go to the first, the original, like what it is now?
You can't see it.
No, you can't.
You just want to incorporate architectural review?
I would, I would move to approve based on the recommendations of the architectural review committee. Second.
Is there a time frame put on that?
I'll say, is there an or what?
That's more ways they don't get to do it. I mean, then, until they want to do it. I mean, how long they'll get the approval's only good for a certain amount of time.
Right, well, they're.
They're not required to do anything.
Right, ready to do the metal roof now. They started removing the shingles, thinking that they'd already had the approvals for the metal roof on there since it came through Main Street as far as the recommendation for it. So they started that. They've done work on the front already. Again, even some of the, where they worked on it has buckled out again. So they still need to do work there, and the painting. They definitely need another coat of paint on it as well. And as far as a time frame to do it, that would be.
Do we
No longer
normally,
than 6 months.
yeah, is there a policy that's 6 months and?
Policy would be just on recommendation of this board.
I don't really feel like I need to add that to it.
6 months.
6 months is fine with me, as long as that, because that's not something they budgeted for and they were given the time to do it, so I think that'd be reasonable. But we were just talking about painting the front. I don't think we're talking about a whole lot of work. A little work would go a long way there.
No, there's no one here representing them tonight.
I know that they got a facade grant, as far as I know, to fix some things. And we had a drawing done specifically for them, for it to look like that, but it has not been completed. And I'll double check on that, but I think that was the case, because we had a company come in and make a drawing specifically for them.
So then, Alderman Wilbanks, you want to amend your motion to incorporate the architectural review committee requirements and to be completed within 180 days?
Yes, yes, that's my motion. That's second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Roy. We do have a few employment items, which I will take as a group. We would like to request approval to hire 3 police officers and 1 dispatcher for the police department and 2 maintenance workers in the public works department. Do I have any discussion or motion?
Move to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. We do have a need for a brief executive session tonight. We will return after the completion of the executive session. So do I have a motion to go into closed session to discuss the need for an executive session?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. We are in closed session, so we will go offline and go to the courtroom, but we will be back shortly.
Yeah.
She's cool.
All right, good evening. We are out of executive session. We did take an action while in executive session to terminate an employee. We do have some brief other business to conduct this evening. If the board will recall, last night at our work session, we discussed a community development block grant that we would like to apply for to be undertaken in the next budget year, but the applications will go in now. So we have 2 resolutions that we have to approve to effectuate that application. The first one is simply a resolution declaring our intention to apply. And then the second one is setting our proposed match should we be awarded. As I discussed last night, I think the usual and customary match that seems to be successful for these is 10%. That's what I would recommend we do. This would again come out of next year's budget, and it would be eligible or would come from the water sewer fund.
Move to approve both resolutions, including the 10% match.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Do we have any other business come before the city?
Thank you, John.
All those